From Studio A in the beautiful city of Lake Worth, Texas, from One Biloxi Square. Welcome in, everyone, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show as we kick off another week together and say that we survived the weekend.
We did.
You did. Are you still feeling the weekend? Are you?
I was wondering why we was broadcasting on a Saturday. It must be Monday.
It is Monday. That is for
aboard,
sure.
everybody.
It is nice to have everyone with you. We have a interesting topic this morning that you folks quite naturally threw in a lot of great comments.
Yeah.
Should Congress issue more stimulus checks? And supporting that, yesterday, our illustrious president, Donald Trump, signed an executive order that would pay about $400 a month to those who are still unemployed and have some stimulus checks sent out. Also to pay the, or rather not pay, but cut the payroll tax, which contributes heavily to the Social Security and Medicare programs, Pappy.
Yeah.
But what he's trying to do is to get the more money into the economy and build it back up. And the Democrats are furious at him because he didn't take what they proposed, which was trillions of dollars. And also they wanted on this bill to have write-in votes, mail-in votes, and a few other things that the president said, nope, you will make it into a big fraud election.
That's exactly what it's all about.
And my kudos, hats off to our illustrious president for having the gonads to do that. And regardless of who he made mad, he did what he thought was best, and that is to protect the American people and help them through this thing.
He's not shy when it comes to having gonads.
That's a fact. That
good
is a fact.
Yep.
But one of you illustrious viewers did make this suggestion: should Congress issue more stimulus checks?
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to talk about today.
I think we should. I think we should.
Let's go right to the viewer opinions. Your opinion counts here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
does.
That's what our show is all about.
Always.
And let's see. Let's just dive right into it, Pappy. What do you say? Cassie Terry said yes to the ones that are truly hurting and impacted, but not the ones that are turning down jobs because they're getting more on unemployment.
You know, that's something else that's crossed my little pea brain. I think he ought to assign a task force or a new department to investigate these people that are milking the system.
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
That's got to be a tremendous amount of money.
Oh, great amount of money, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we read through these opinions, several folks agreed with you, Pappy.
Yeah. Erica K. Fultz says yes, especially ones like us who are still working, like my husband who is on the essential list, which caused his pay to be cut in half, so we could use a second round to get caught up on bills.
Now, it's people like that
Yeah.
that actually need the stimulus money. Now, correct me if I'm wrong over there, Special K. Didn't the $600 a week unemployment, didn't that run out in July? Do I?
It was supposed to be ended July 31st.
July 31st.
And the executive order is $400 a week, so it's extending it, and I think it's until the end of the year.
Yeah.
But they're not. He did not sign an executive order to send out stimulus checks. The $1,200.
Okay.
That is not.
That is
in
still
there.
up for debate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, and if he does, it'll probably cut back somewhat too, wouldn't it? I would
Well,
think.
I mean, he did this for reasons because the other side wants
Just say it, the
ridiculous
Democrats.
things. Like they want the mail-in voting. They want money to go to illegals, even though they don't have Social Security numbers or haven't paid into the system. So that's what he's trying to.
No photo ID at
No
the voting
IDs,
booths. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're using
Come
using
on,
that
Them
people.
going to the
as their
post
platform
office.
for a stronghold. I mean, a strong foothold.
And then there's
to
money
blackmail
that was
us,
supposed to go towards all these cities that had all the rioting, wanting to bail them out.
Yeah.
So it's part of that
Yeah.
stimulus package that the Democrats came up with was
Yeah.
to try to get money to
And
help
and
rebuild
Trump
their
just
city.
says, we tried to give y'all help. You didn't have the gonads to get it under control. You're on your own on that one.
Shouldn't have turned the offer down.
I like that. Way to go, Mr. President. Let's see. Paul White said he could certainly use it. I lost my job when my company closed down, and I finally found another job. The problem is I earn way below what I was making, and it is hard to pay bills and put groceries on the table for my family. My pride would not let me draw unemployment.
Well,
There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people like
Us
that.
included.
Yeah, us included. I mean, we could have drawn unemployment when it first hit with the real estate business. There was nothing going on.
well, I'm not allowed to, so
Yeah, well,
Probably aren't either.
just damn it. Pamela Wright Graham says no. Open the country up and get back to work. There is work to be had.
and you know she's absolutely right. How many
is.
times
Well
have you
said,
gone
man.
around the town and seen signs that says "Help Wanted"?
Everywhere.
They're everywhere.
That's
yes,
right.
sir. So there's no excuse, folks, of sitting on your ass at home and drawing unemployment when there's jobs to be had. Now, but granted, it may not be the job you want, but you get back to work, get the economy going, and then when things start opening back up together, then you can start looking for the job that you feel like you're qualified for.
Right. Now,
Just
I
that
can only
simple.
imagine what her husband, and I've known Pam and Ronnie for years and years. I've known them since the Houston days.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a bricklayer,
Yeah.
hard-working dude. So I can only imagine what he's saying about it, you know.
Well, them bricklayers are bad boys. Yes, they are. Kimberly Smith Hogg said, no, quit printing more money, putting our country in bigger debt. We're all going to pay for this in the end. Our kids and grandkids will. The stimulus or PPP is for only incentives for people not to go back to work. Stop handing out money and open up the country. Help those small businesses who lost their businesses get back on their feet. Now, that is smart.
That's very well said.
I am-
and that's who my heart really goes out to.
Yeah,
you know,
we've said that for the last, what, Pappy, 5 months?
The entrepreneurs are the ones
Yeah.
getting kicked in the upper lowers. Mm-hmm. Russell Curlin up in Wyoming agreed with Cassie by saying, yep, I agree we take care of each other, and yeah, you should be a legal citizen. Well said, Russ.
Attaboy, Russell. Attaboy. Bobby Wallace says no, but he would be in favor of helping the small businesses who have been ruined or closed reopen and get another chance. There are way too many businesses who have been forced to close due to the COVID epidemic, therefore ruining the income and lives of too many Americans.
Absolutely.
And that's another one that's well said.
I agree with that, Bobby. Thanks for sending that in. Now, oh, man, I need to quit reading ahead. Randy Northcutt has
Love
the
this.
same perspective that I have a take on. He said, yeah.
Y'all would be right there in the corner together.
He said, yeah, because I need an extra 30-pack of beer.
Well, at least he's honest, you know.
He could lie about it, I guess. Gotta stock up on that stuff, man. Might be a shortage one day.
Man, choked me up. I wasn't even drinking coffee. Brett Barker said, hell, I never got the first one. David answered Brett by saying, you can follow up on that and find out why, I believe. The government has given everyone the website tools to figure it out.
Well, I'm not. I can't get it because I'm on workers' comp. I've been on workers' comp forever. You know, federal workers' comp. So if I earn an extra dime or penny and they find out, I'm poked. I'm more po than I am with my workers' comp check.
You
Jordan,
can't walk as it is.
that's true. They think I'm getting better though. They think I ought to go back to work.
Yeah.
Jordan Dish said that they could make the stimulus package for the actual people. Have you seen where the money has gone from the first stimulus bill? They're just creating these to cater to their wants, while people that are struggling get a $1,200 check to hold them over. Well,
That's putting it like it is.
yeah, I mean, 1,200 is better than no 100.
Oh, look at
you
all
know?
that pork barrel spending, though, that was
yeah.
included in the first stimulus package. It just makes you ill.
It does. It's,
How many trillions went to things other than to help the American people?
I mean,
That's my whole thing.
I think it's just like, even on a more simple matter, it's just like growing up. If you'll do this, I'll give you a candy bar.
Yeah. Come on, Congress, get your head out of your ass and start thinking about the American people for a change. Good God Almighty.
Line our pockets.
Man, the elections are coming up in November, and I want you to remember this, folks out there. Even, and Pappy and I both know some really good Democratic people.
Yeah.
That believe in Democrats.
I'm
I'm
living with
asking
one, yeah.
you to stop and take a look at what's going on in your party.
Yep.
Now, we can change a lot of this by voting these people out of office in November and bringing in some fresh ideas from folks just like you that are good Democrats that want to see this country survive and to prosper. But it's your voice that's going to help us make this change, and we can't do it by ourselves. It's got to come from you.
Yeah.
So, stop and think
I
about
think
that.
a lot of it, and it's on both sides, a lot of it comes from all the promises and bullshit lies that are made up front. I mean, they'll tell you anything to get the old office or to get what they want.
And it's so.
And then they try to change, kind of like being married. They try to change it. So. Oops, was that my out loud voice?
Careful, she's grabbing the bat.
Get that stank eye any second.
That's it. Matthew Lyles says he is torn on the issue, but he would be in favor of another round to those who really need it, so long as the Democrats are kept from adding all of their pork barrel crap to the bill.
Bingo.
I think almost 3/4 of the last bill went to causes not even related to the people or assisting many mop and pop businesses that either went under or needed help to stay afloat.
And that's exactly what Special K was just saying.
Yeah.
Get rid of that damn pork barrel spinning.
And it's what we've been talking about now. We've had what 4, 5 comments that said basically the same thing.
I mean, just
people
like
out there, they know what's going on.
They can't.
They know what's
They
going
can't
on.
do anything for the American people unless there's a damn agenda attached to it.
Yeah.
Like, we'll give you this, but we're not going to tell you what we've got planned over here.
Yeah.
And that's bull
And
crap.
that's the secret of pork barrel spending.
Absolutely. Mary Hannah Rose said, hell no. HEB is hiring in the Houston and San Antonio areas.
Well, there you go. Hey, if you live in the Houston or San Antonio area, there's some jobs out there waiting for you. Get up off your thing and get out there and apply.
Oh, Mary hook you up.
Judge Chris Wood simply said it needs better oversight. I couldn't agree with that more based on what you said just a while ago. He ought to create a separate committee or something, department to overlook who's getting these stimulus help and unemployment benefits when they could be working.
Yeah. Well said.
And you said a while ago, which I agree 100%, no telling how many trillions of dollars are being wasted by people who are just too damn lazy to go back to work.
That's true.
You
That's true. A lot of freeloading. Crystal Renee Vinson says that I think it should be for the people that didn't get unemployment. There are plenty of jobs still open that people could work at until their old jobs open again. And that's true.
I agree, Crystal. Good job.
That's true.
Lindsay Rogers Hardy said, I say yes because there are a lot of people like in my family. I'm a teacher and still getting paid, and my husband, though considered essential, is getting paid his hours, but could get cut any time without any warning. His overtime, which we got every week, and monthly bonuses are not being given now. We also have a side business that we rely on, but it has slowed down a lot. So the stimulus helps supplement what we lose in overtime, bonuses, and our side job. I do think extra unemployment should be lowered so it hopefully will be an incentive to return to work.
Well,
Yeah, that's well said.
your wish might come true, Lindsay.
Yeah, it just might do that.
Pamela Wright Graham says if you ever want to work again, the country has to open up. We can't afford to keep this up. Where do you suppose the money will come from? Eventually, we're all going to run out of other people's money.
It's getting close to that now, Pappy. I'm telling you.
They don't seem to be running out of ours, though.
No, they keep reaching in the back pocket, don't they?
It's going all over the
Holy
damn
mackerel.
globe.
Jumping Jiminy. Now, here is our professor, Eddie Dixon. We love Eddie. Eddie just tells it like it is. Eddie Dixon said, yes, I do, but only to the people that desperately deserve it. Pardon me, I'm sorry. And their job relies on them to do public work. I have one neighbor that has affected. I myself have shut down because of the coronavirus in Dallas, since that is where all of my work is. And yes, they have closed Dallas down just about to nothing. I have enough in savings that I'm good for now. My neighbor next to me is making false claims. They don't work, and they're claiming unemployment and getting food stamps. I think the government needs to check on the people that really needs it and the people who don't.
Damn right.
It
Well
goes
said,
back,
Edward.
goes back to what we were talking about just a few minutes ago.
I'll tell you that payback's going to be hell for those people. James O'Donnell says no. People need to start thinking about the future they are leaving for their children and their grandchildren, and that's vital, in my opinion, too.
Absolutely.
That's about all I worry about is my kids and my grandbaby. My grandkids' grandkids will still be paying off this debt. Make better choices. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. And by all means, put some money back.
My daughter, I didn't print it here, but
Easier said than done.
my daughter answered that. Her name is Malia Palmore Jones.
Yeah.
She said these Joneses are doing okay. They're both working, and
Because they know how to handle their money.
that's exactly correct. Sherry Bailey said, no, not at all. Get back to work.
Yep. And Skip Starkey, Cody Kane, Stephen Crenshaw, and Ginger Lynch both said no. And Marty Blackwell Briscoe said, as much as I'd like the money, our country is far enough in debt already.
And that's
Good way to look at it.
well, that's putting it bluntly if you stop and think about it.
But that doesn't get the bills paid.
It doesn't get the bills paid.
Yeah. I mean, the people that really, I don't have a problem with, unemployment, even food stamps. I don't have a problem with all that. You pay in, and pay in. And the majority of you the workforce out there has earned it and deserves it. That's what it's for. That's what it was designed to do.
That's exactly
It's here
correct.
if you need it. But if we could keep all the greedy ass biscuit hooks out of it up in D.C., they might actually get some of it. You know what a biscuit hook is, don't you?
Another pappyism right there, I'm telling you.
Get your biscuit hooks off.
Special
my state money.
K, you have anything to add on that? I mean, nothing at all. Yeah, you most of the time have a comment, and you just not
Crickets.
crickets.
You know, I was just going to say that you had that cricket look in your eyes. But I know you. I know you well enough to know you got something to say about all this.
I think she does. She just don't want to burn any bridges. As the old saying
she
goes.
enjoys seeing us get our butts chewed out too much to throw her 2 cents in, I guess.
Elizabeth Floyd says, I think they need to be ready for the homeless problem we're about to have. Now, I want you to listen to this. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. I want you to listen to this because it makes sense. Evictions are already piling up in the courthouses. I lost my job in March. I have worked 3 jobs in the last 4 months because I did not qualify for unemployment, and I am threatened every month with eviction. I have managed to pay my rent every month, but they have tacked on all of these late fees that I'm trying to pay off as well, just to keep from being evicted. I mean, they could at least put a hold on all the damn late fees. It's just ridiculous for those of us trying to work and pay bills. A check would be nice, but it honestly won't put a dent in what this pandemic has cost all of us financially.
You know, and that's a shame that she's getting late fees because that's a gouging tactic, in my opinion, for what we're going through.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, over the weekend, Karen and I talked to some mutual friends of ours that has a bar that's been forced to close down.
yeah,
Okay, they're still having to pay rent even though they're closed.
no, they're open back up.
Not yet. They will.
Oh, really?
They are today as a restaurant grill,
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
and they're doing,
and that's the only way they're going to do it, or they're going to lose it.
you know, and I'm glad you said that because you have to step out of the box. They're using like a next door neighbor who has things to do and all
And
that. I
they
mean,
all
with food.
well.
So
You know, what can I say?
yeah.
What can I say? It's just
I mean, you have to step out of the box and get creative. Is my whole point. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Oh, that's good.
I mean,
Well,
like the people that's got the pillow factory that are making masks out of them because they can't sell pillows. You have to step out of the box and get creative.
Yeah, Karen, which auto plant converged or converted over to making the respirators? Was it Ford or Chevy or, you know, when the
I
pandemic
don't recall,
first,
I'm sorry.
they
I think it was Ford.
yeah, I think it was Ford, reconfigured.
Or they reopened an old plant is what they did, didn't they?
I'm not
Detroit?
sure on that. I just know that it was one of the automakers that converted a plant into making nothing but respirators when the cry was there's not enough respirators in the country. And they were pouring them out. Now they got an excess of respirators as the coronavirus cases keeps going down and down and down.
And
So
I stand to be corrected, but I believe it was Ford. I think
I
they
believe you're correct,
Reopened a portion of one of the factories in Detroit. So
well, they stepped up. Regardless, they stepped up.
Well, and I'm a big fan of My Pillow because I love My Pillow. But My Pillow also started making the masks
yeah,
that you can get now.
Yeah.
That they turned some of their facility.
and
to help.
that's what I was saying. But you have to be creative and step out of the box. I
You
mean,
do sometimes.
and entrepreneurs are that way anyway because the successful ones.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Well, and in my opinion, if they do step out of the box, they shouldn't be penalized down the road by losing
Absolutely.
any kind of licensings or anything like that.
that's a fact. I agree.
I couldn't agree
I
more.
agree.
See, I told you she had something to say. She's
Pretty smart.
It's just like we need to pull that cork out, you know.
She's
So
pretty
you can
smart.
really.
Sometimes I just have to correct you too.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Sometimes.
Well,
I
that's
didn't say anything about.
that's why we
popping
call
the
her.
cork.
That's why we call her Madam Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Boy, I'm gonna catch it after
is
this is
pretty
over.
smart
You know.
little girl.
Yeah, she is.
Let's see here. Moving right along. Lizzie Beth said it would help some of us tremendously. I have to be home with my 3 kids to help them with virtual learning, at least till the end of September. They are pre-K, first and second grade. That's going to be an all-day and evening job helping them with schoolwork and me doing mom tasks as well. Doesn't leave much time to work. Well, actually it is work, raising kids and
Yeah, it
Teaching,
is.
yeah.
I agree with that.
I have been applying, but have had only one interview, and they have not called back. I lost the job I love because of COVID, and now I can't even get a call back from any jobs right now. Not even our HEB or Kroger's.
Well,
She
Lizzie
needs to go to
Beth,
Houston or San Antonio.
exactly what I was
All right.
fixing to say.
Yeah. Well, good luck on that, Lizzie. Yeah.
Depending on where you live, they're hiring in Houston and San Antonio.
Rumor has it. Yeah.
Rumor has it, yeah. Well, let's see. Finally, Michelle Blackman said it's so hard to answer that. I say that because there are so many people who could use an extra boost in money to survive. But there are so many people taking advantage of the system by not even trying to get a job
Bingo.
and living off of unemployment. How many people do you know who found out they could make more money staying at home unemployed rather than working? Good question.
Yeah.
There are too many of them, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, those are the system milkers, that we talked about earlier, and that it'll come back on you eventually. It's just like tax evasion. You can run and you can hide, but sooner or later they're gonna catch up with your ass.
Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I may be totally wrong on this, and if I am, I stand corrected and apologize. But a lot of folks that ask for assistance in the first stimulus bill because of businesses or so forth like that, a lot of people took advantage of that, applied for it, and got it. You realize you're going to have to pay that back. Right?
That's right. It's not.
It's not a gift. You're going to have to pay it back, and if you think you're not, they will come after your butt.
Well, it depends on what they applied for and if they followed the rules. If you applied for PPP and you're not paying your employees, then you're not following the rules, and that will have to be paid back.
That's exactly what I'm
exactly
talking
You
about.
have to follow the rules. The PPE specifically says it goes towards paying your employees and yourself, and if you don't, and you have to prove it. You can't just say, I did that, and then think you're not going to pay it back. You will have to pay that back.
What exactly?
So be prepared.
What exactly does PPE stand for?
Personal protective equipment for what I used to when I was working
it's
in
payroll protection, something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I never did know.
Let some of your viewers.
I thought that had to
say
do
what
with.
that is.
I thought that had to do with doctors.
Yeah.
PPE, PPO.
safety equipment where I used to work. Anyway, PPE.
That's PPE.
PPE.
I think I saw that on a hard hat one time.
Well, we thank you very much for some very enlightening comments
Yep.
on the show.
We can always count on our viewers in the podcast world to let us know what's up out there.
We certainly
You
can.
guys are great when it comes to that. So.
And we also got some great viewer comments. One in particular I really wanted to read.
Yeah.
We got it in late after we taped our show on Friday.
Okay.
Robert Shirley wrote in about sitting down with the president and talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, first, I would thank him for calling out the fake news. Then I would thank him for taxing China. I would thank him for being the kind of leader we haven't had since Reagan. I would thank him for being human and for letting North Korea know that we aren't playing their games anymore. First and foremost, I would thank him for all he has accomplished in such a short time, and that tells me there is more to come. Make America great again, and you have my support.
Tell you what, that was so good that I hear bells ringing.
Hit the bells of St. Mary's.
And I'm gonna throw in a pine box full of by guides on that, Robert.
Needs
well
a pint of whiskey.
That's right. I've got one right next to me.
There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's coffee.
Yes.
John Bossy commented on our show about BLM being a terrorist organization. He says that they are. At their roots, an admitted Marxist organization. Their goal is to overthrow the government.
How many times have you heard that in the past few weeks?
More times than I can track. And I agree.
I don't know what's in the air, but our allergies are tearing Pappy and I up this morning for some reason.
If I start blowing snot bubbles, y'all let me know, okay?
Just blow them the other way, will you?
Look at you.
Going this way.
Yeah. Thanks to Tracy Forbes for her kind words on YouTube. She wrote in to say she loves our show. You guys rock. Also, welcome to our newest subscriber, Michelle Smith. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Tracy. That's very kind. And you know what? You're the one that rocks because it's people like you that make this show possible.
It
That's
is.
what it's
I'm
all
telling
about.
you. That's what this whole show is based on.
I've said it a million times. As my amigo over here next to me will concur. You guys are the greatest podcast viewers that I've ran across. I mean, we ask and you deliver.
Yeah. And it's so refreshing to hear what other people are thinking
Yeah.
on a particular subject.
Yeah, and this is the third compliment we've had since we started the show. By God, we're on a roll. The second? I'm sorry.
No, there's been more than that.
You tell us good job sometimes, so that counts. Aaron Thomas commented on our show about school curriculum. He said, I would bring back corporal punishment in school.
Bingo.
Payow. If those kids don't mind or lack respect, and a couple of good whacks with a wood paddle would teach them, sending them to timeout is BS.
Ain't it so?
I wish they
Yeah,
had timeout when I was going to school, brother.
And a prime example here, Pappy, is
Use
that
the extra nose picking time.
a prime example is all these idiots up there rioting.
Oh God!
They went to timeout instead of learning discipline and respect.
Dressed like Bozo the Clown with them Woody Woodpecker haircuts and stuff. And what the hell's wrong with these people, man?
Ain't it so?
They weren't raised proper.
Hey, listen, we really appreciate all the comments that you do send us, and we want you to keep sending it to us.
Yeah.
You have that opportunity, whether you have an idea or a subject for a show or just your general comments on a question's been asked. Go to our email address.
And let me issue a challenge before he gives you that email address. It's up there.
Yeah.
We challenge you to give us a show topic. We're two old farts that just love to talk. So give us something worthy of talking about.
My brain matter has been stretched to
That's
the
right.
limit.
He's starting to depend on me to come up with show topics. Hey, I'm a marketeer. I don't do that stuff.
He can't remember that stuff. has he?
You won't like what I want to talk about. Some of you might, but most of you won't. But yeah, we encourage you to do that. I mean, if it's worthy of discussing, we will talk about it because it's based off of comments and opinions that are attached to it.
On topics that affect us today. Yeah, absolutely. If you have one or if you have a comment, right over my shoulder there, go to grandpaandpappy@gmail.com
or you can go directly to our show website. That would be www.grandpa, the letter N Pappy, grandpaandpappy.com. While you're there, push this big red button that's fixing to appear right
Bingo.
there and subscribe.
Magic.
This show's all about numbers.
And thank you very much for those who have subscribed over the weekend. We appreciate that
Oh,
very, very much.
and one other thing. Show shirts will be inside of about 4 to 5 weeks. If you want to pre-order and pay, hit one of us up either on the website or personal messenger, whatever. And I might even throw in a free rubber bracelet with it if you pre-order and save you shipping.
There you go.
$20 make you holla. Get you a T-shirt and a bracelet, and you can be uptown.
Okay. I could have a little bling.
How about that? That's right. Get your bling on.
That's right. Coming up on Wednesday, got another interesting topic that you people are starting really to comment on.
Oh yeah.
Should term limits be placed on Congress?
You think?
You think? What have we been talking about the last few months?
Lord.
We want to know what you think.
Well, I mean, you got people like Nancy Pelosi that's been there 32 years, and
Chuck Schumer and
Joe Biden been there 44 years or so, something like that.
you don't remember.
So damn yeah. He's probably lying. Been like 64 years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but let us know. Let us know. We love hearing from you.
We always have fun,
do.
and we thank y'all very much for joining us, and we invite you to join us back Wednesday, and we'll talk about term limits on Congress
Absolutely.
and much, much more about what's going on in our world. Until then, Pappy and I always tell you to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
Let them know we love them as well.
Absolutely. Take care of yourself.
And
God
one
bless,
another.
and
That's
we'll
right.
see you soon.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.